inner circle theme going.
Let's talk about it.
I'm still torn between this. I saw, getting a night's sleep and thinking about this promo from MJF where he confronts Santana about his loss and being sympathetic. It was a very touching promo, but I still feel like that he's messing
playing
with
us.
them. Yes, he's playing us all. He's playing us all.
I know. I'm worried because I am I'm buying in hook, line, and sinker to this new, genuine, authentic MJF, and I have a feeling that he could just play me like a mark left and right. This dude is so
like a violin for sure.
Yeah, he has me because, like I said, when they did the Inner Circle Ultimatum previously, when we were reviewing that segment, go check that out on our YouTube page. I was all in on how he presented himself, how he worked through that segment. He certainly, he made the case for himself that he wants to be in this group. He respects these guys. He fought to get in the group. So he's made the case on that. And then tonight we saw like I was all over it. I thought that MJF, with the way in which he carried himself in that moment with Santana Ortiz, it felt like friends connecting on something that was bigger than wrestling. And that, there was actually one of those moments where I got into a back and forth with some folks on social media. Social media, man, we got to be careful. There's so many haters on there, dude. It's ridiculous. The negativity, the criticism online is insane. But
so we just got to stay true to our core values of spreading positive vibes.
That's it, man.
Power positivity.
I was shocked at people who were saying like the Inner Circle doesn't belong together because they don't look like they fit. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, I don't know. I looked at this moment and I was like, this is an example of people from all walks of life being able to connect with each other on the basic human feeling of losing someone you love. And, life is short. All of us go through that grieving process at one point or another. We lose someone that we love. And
that's true.
Even though MJF has portrayed himself, and this is one of the things we love about MJF, he's always in character. Even though he's portrayed himself as a total dickbag on social media, he still has shown his moments of pride in his grandma and his father, and posting pictures of like his childhood. So you can tell like there was something, even in the Grinch, his heart right there was he connected with Santana. And dude, I don't know about you. I love following all these AEW superstars, but Santana is one of my absolute favorites. The guy is just a genuine human being. He shares a lot of, he has gone through a lot this year. And we all have gone through some struggles. 2020 has been a weird year, but to lose someone you love in this year, with all the other stuff going on, has to be incredibly hard. So I love when wrestling treats us like adults. I love when wrestling acknowledges things that are heavy or real, that challenges us as human beings to connect with the performers outside of good guy versus bad guy. This was an example of some intricacies and some nuance, and it could have been handled very poorly if it went off the rails. But I think that these guys were mature about it. I think it was a home run segment. I freaking loved it. And it made me want to root for the Inner Circle on another level.
Yeah. And, our resident writer Bonds, this was his biggest moment of the night. And
good man. That kid is smart. I'll tell you that. He killed it last week on the Bonds biggest moment. I know that not everybody got a chance to see that, but last week Bonds really brought it. So I'm excited to see what he says, because I'm on board with him on this one. I think MJF's promo with Santana and Ortiz was on point. So let's see what he had to say.
All right.
Hey everybody, Bonds here with my biggest moment of the week, and MJF and Santana and Ortiz, you guys, thank you for that segment. This was a very personal thing for MJF and Santana. Clearly, it hit home for a lot of folks, including myself. Anybody that's lost somebody this year, it's been very hard on the whole world. Everybody's been affected, and I think that it was a great reminder for everybody tonight, especially during this time of year, that we all need to cherish the people that we're closest to. You never know when you're going to lose your family or your friends, and we all need to remember that, and we all need to enjoy our holidays together because it is the most important thing, our family and our friends. That's the most important stuff. And thank you guys for reminding us of that tonight. And AEW Universe, please just cherish your family and friends. That's my biggest moment of the week. And Crayfish and SPD, you guys can take it.
Bonds really hit it on the head. I mean, it really is like kind of a Christmas declaration to, have each other's back, spread love, spread positivity. But I don't, just deep inside me, I feel like I'm just getting worked by MJF because I can't take him seriously. He's just so good at hook, line, and sinking us. And I think it'll come back and he'll bite him back and make it even more personal. The best heels really make it really personable, as we've seen in the past with other ones where it's just like they're really hitting home and you're wondering if it's like if it's a work or if it's not a work. Eddie Kingston hit that too, when Moxley and Eddie Kingston were, spitting fire back and forth.
You're right.
So I'm not holding my breath. I'm not taking MJF's word seriously. If it stays true.
This is one thing
yes.
I want to jump in, SPD, because it's like, this is one thing as we get older, and especially as the internet has become more and more a part of wrestling, right? I think so many of us want to be the smart one who, I called it. I knew that was going to happen. I called it. And we don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the moment. Wrestling is fun because it takes us away, as Bonds talked about. It takes us away from the pain and the struggle of the world around us. A lot of times it just allows us to get immersed in it. And these characters, they play off of our emotions, and it's okay to be a mark, guys. It's okay to be a mark. That's one of the things that I've started to come to peace with, as I've been following wrestling since I was in diapers, and I love this. I love wrestling. I will always love wrestling. It will always be a part of my life. I love companies from all over the world. But AEW has made me start to realize that it's okay to have fun and to just enjoy the moments and to get caught up in being a mark, being a fan. Tony Khan gets a lot of criticism for being a money mark, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That means that the guy's a successful guy who loves the business and loves the product. And for me, this is another example of that. I don't care if MJF if MJF's playing me or not. I have a feeling you're probably right, but as long as we're going along with it, man. I think that, it's making me love the Inner Circle even more on a different level. I was so excited about Wardlow and MJF. I know that there was a lot of concern about what was going to happen to the Inner Circle when those two guys joined. But as an MJF fan and as a Wardlow, I mean, you and I love Wardlow, right? As fans of both those guys, having them paired up with the Inner Circle is a no-brainer. I mean, I'm excited to see what these guys can do together. I want to see. We talked about it last week, SPD, and we'll transition out of it because we can only repeat ourselves so many times. I want to see the Inner Circle accomplish some things together in this new core in 2021. I want to see them accomplish some things together, and then when MJF ultimately does become MJF,
everyone in the back,
stab them in the back, it'll mean that much more. And so this was an example of adding gravitas to a moment, adding some significance from a personal matter that we can connect to. And so when that betrayal ultimately does happen, it's going to mean more because you do see them starting to build respect for each other. Even Ortiz, man, you've been banging the drum for this has been such a great portrayal of what Ortiz can do as well. These last few weeks, his character work, his mic work has been really great. He's been the kind of the glue that held them all together, the level-headed one of the Inner Circle. And even in this moment, you got to see in just a simple handshake with MJF and the looking each other in the eyes, Ortiz did some great character work without even really having to say anything. So I love this segment.